Yo, how are we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Kee. We are live for Celtic and Rangers. Rangers and Celtic, actually. It's at Ibrox. It's a big old game, this one, isn't it? This is a big, big game. Russell Martin's future on the line, you'd have to think of as a Rangers manager. But also, I mean, Brendan Rodgers hasn't had a particularly great start this season. There's links about him maybe going to Forest. There's links about him maybe not being best pleased with the investment at Celtic. And, you know, it just feels like both clubs are not in a particularly good moment right now. And, they're both in the Europa League. We watched the Europa League draw the other day. Celtic got a pretty tough one. And this just feels like a really pivotal game, like more than many Old Firm games that I've witnessed in recent years. This feels like a really, really important one for both sides. Obviously, Russell Martin in particular, I think it could be decisive for him. Anything less than a really strong performance and at least a draw, I think he probably loses his job. Certainly a defeat. I think a defeat here, he can't. There's no way that he stays, is there? Is there? Put it in the chat, let me know. That's the poll that we've got on YouTube. If you want to join us on YouTube, we have got a poll asking the question, is Russell Martin sacked in the international break over the next 2 weeks before Celtic and Rangers, before Rangers play again? Is Russell Martin sacked? That's what I want to know. That's the question we've got up on the YouTube poll this morning. So if you want to go and vote in that, go and let me know. Get over to YouTube, Premier League Dad, and let me know. I do think Russell Martin will be moved on after today's game. Even if it is a draw, which is my tip. I'm going to sit on the fence. I can't quite say it's going to be either home or away because I'm just not quite sure, to be honest. But I think I'm sitting on the fence. I'm going to go for a draw. Right. And obviously later on today, by the way, we've got 2 more games after this one today. So we're live for Liverpool, Arsenal later, the big one, another big one. And then tonight we finish off with Villa against Palace at Villa Park. Aston Villa yet to score a Premier League goal this season. So can they break that duck against Palace? We'll see. Rangers and Celtic. Let's go through the lineups. TikTok, I'm not ignoring you. We'll be straight up with you in a minute. Let's go through the lineups while we're on. Because we've got about 10 minutes to kick off. Pop says, I fear a Rangers win will keep Russell in a job till Christmas. Yeah, that's fair enough. Shelley, how's it going? Ethan, good to see you too. Jim says, Celtic 2-0 today. Okay, what have I missed? Yo, Key, I'm one of the only few that thought it was a good point yesterday. Always hard at Elland Road. Don't forget we didn't have a striker, and we're missing Joe Linton and Gordon. I think if your intent this season is to push for the top 5, top 4 again, if as a club Newcastle expect to be chasing the Champions League places, then Elland Road is one of, if not the easiest place to go in the Premier League. I'm not saying it's an easy place to go. It isn't. But I will just say if you're expecting to challenge for Champions League football again next year, which I would say Newcastle are, then yeah, I think you've kind of got to expect to go to Elland Road and win. Still early days. No, I understand that. I get that. It is early days, but I do. I think if you're gonna challenge for them, you've really got to go to there and win. So. Jay says Celtic to hammer Rangers, D28. Vardy to Cremonese is a here we go. John Steve, we almost got Russell Martin. I'm so glad we didn't. What we saying? Timothy, the GOAT. Yo, how we doing? Good to see you, Timothy. Predictions for Liverpool, Arsenal. I've gone 2-1 Liverpool, but it really, really wouldn't surprise me if it's a draw. I'd be amazed if Arsenal won. Maybe not amazed. Amazed is a bit harsh. Arsenal are a very good team, but they've not got a great record at Anfield. That has to stop at some point, you would think, but I don't think it'll be today. I think Liverpool will get at least a point. Joe, looks like Wissa is coming as well, so I think we'll be fine. I don't think you get Wissa and Strand Larsen, but I imagine it'll be one or the other. Ostermorg, Milan bid for Gomez, haven't they? They have, yeah. Yeah, Joe Gomez. maybe leaving. I would assume that only happens if Mark Gahey comes in. Right, here we go. Rangers Celtic lineups. Let's talk through the lineups. We have for Rangers, it's Jack Butland in goal. Tavernier, Sutar, sorry, not Sufal. Butland, Tavernier, Sutar, Giga, and Magoma at the back, which is basically the same as we saw against Bruges, except Aaron's out, Tavernier in. In midfield, he's gone for Diamande, Barron, and Asgard, which again is a big old step away from the team that we saw in Bruges. You know, he's dropped Rothwell out. He's dropped, obviously, Raskin was in the first leg against Bruges, wasn't he? There's no Antman. There's no Danilo Pereira. Yeah, it just feels like quite a few dropped out of this one. Arendt is on the bench. Anyway, Rangers, so they've got Mikey Moore on the right, Asgard in the 10, Gassama on the left, and Bojan Miovski, who is making his Rangers debut today. Ex-Aberdeen, of course, Bojan Miovski. Great season a couple of years ago, didn't he, for Aberdeen. Moved to Girona, didn't quite work out. And, yeah, now starting at centre-forward for Rangers. So, for Celtic in goal, it's Kasper Schmeichel. It's Tierney, Scales, Carter Vickers and Ralston at the back. In midfield, Hatate, Engels and McGregor. And up front, Nygren, Maeda and the new signing, Michel-Ange Balikwisha, coming in for Antwerp. £5.2 million. Yeah, decent signing. Or at least it looks to be, anyway. Wim Malfay, hello, how's it going, Wim? Shelley, come on, Arsenal. Wim says today it's Ghent against Club Bruges. And Jim says Liverpool tightens up the back end today and wins 3-1. I hope you're right, Jim. I'm rooting for that. I'm really hoping for that later. I am Crute. Do you think Joe Gomez will go AC Milan? I imagine if Liverpool get Gay, which they do, then yes, I think Gomez probably does go to Milan. Which, you know, if we can get maybe 15-20 million for Joe Gomez, I'd be delighted with that. Really sad to see him go because he's a really good servant to the club and he's Liverpool's longest serving player. So I'd be gutted to see Joe Gomez go. But if he did go, he'd go with our blessings. He'd get a testimonial. Wonderful, wonderful player. And I think he could do really well in Milan. So yeah, if Joe Gomez goes, then maybe it only can mean that Gay's coming in. Joe, do you think Wissett is too bound after today's news? I think they can't really keep him after that. It's the same sort of thing as the Isak statement. It's once a player does that and announces that they want to leave, then it just becomes so hard for clubs to keep him. They have to get rid. Michael Owen says score prediction for the Liverpool game, mate. I've gone 2-1. Ryan Flanagan, who are you supporting, Celtic or Rangers? And honestly, mate, neither. I haven't got a horse in the race in this one. I'm probably at a push, and I mean like gun to my head type thing. If you had to make me choose, I would maybe be more inclined to be Rangers. But Liverpool had lots and lots of great players for both. I loved Henrik Larsson and Celtic growing up. Kenny Dalglish, obviously an ex-Celtic player. Graham Souness, ex-Rangers. We've had lots of great players from both. So I have no problem with either club. I like both. But I'm just enjoying the game today. I am Crute. The Wisser statement was nowhere near as damning as Isak's, but I still think it's a bad look. I think it's the right thing to do, though. If he has gone and said that he wants to he wants to leave the club, and they've said, okay, fine, well, if we get a good offer in, we'll let you go, and then they back out of that, as Newcastle appear to have done with Isak, then I think that's bad form. That's really bad faith. Chuan Pocarel, what is today's prediction? I think for this one, I'm gonna go 2-2. I fancy a high scoring one here. Rangers 2, Celtic 2. Jensen, do you think Isak will end up joining? Yeah, absolutely, certainly. Yeah, yes. Without doubt, Isak is a Liverpool player. Liverpool are just leaving it to the last minute now to make sure that Newcastle can't really reject. So, we'll offer, but I think we end up getting him probably for a lot less than the 150 that they wanted. I think we probably get him for closer to 120. Callum the Red says 2-2 draw. I've gone 2-2 as well, mate, yeah. Finn 4447, Grealish. Good start to his Everton career, isn't it? I am Crew. The Isak statement would worry me for if he ever wanted to leave Liverpool. Why? Why? Again, you've got to think about the reasons that Isak's made that statement. He's made the statement because the club have lied and let him down. So he would only make that statement again if Liverpool lied and let him down. It's simple. It's honestly, it's really, really simple. I don't hate Isak at all. I don't think he's been unprofessional. I think you could maybe argue that Newcastle have been unprofessional. Nothing to do with the fans. I just think the relationship between the player and the ownership at Newcastle is disintegrated. The fans, he probably really likes the fans, the ownership, the management, his teammates. He really gets on with Eddie Howe. All that can be perfect, and that's all the fans really see, isn't it? Frankie Paxman, where do you think Arsenal will come? Probably third. I think third. Yeah, I think you're not as good as City, and you're way off Liverpool. Stephen McAnally, Scouse, we're in for a laugh today. Go on the spaghetti oops. ATM, Key, good to see you again. Controversial, but I think Marmoush will win player of the season. Ooh, that's not a bad shout. Interesting. Yeah, I like Marmoush. I'm not sure if he's player of the season calibre, but I think he's a very good player. Jensen, have you seen Jamie Vardy's just joined an Italian team? Yes, Cremonese. Frankie Paxman, West Ham Forest score. 3-0 Forest. Graham Potter sacked or resigned over the international break. Yeah, I think this is the end of the road for Graham Potter. We are about to get underway here at Ibrox. Chimey, good to see you. We're about to get underway. Don't forget to hit the likes, hit the share, hit the subscribe. If you can share on YouTube, it massively helps as well. But we are about to get underway here. Celtic about to kick us off for a monster Old Firm. 12 o'clock, Sunday, the last Sunday before international break, and we're off and underway at Ibrox. Who wins this one? Joe, did you not see what the Liverpool Echo said, though? About what? In what respect? Lol, Joey, honestly, I think they're going to beat us. Horrible gut feeling. If they do, they do. Like, honestly, mate, they're a good side. They're a good side, Arsenal. I've no problem if they do. At some point, I actually think the pressure is on Arsenal. It's not on Liverpool. If Liverpool get a draw here, we'd take it. I think they'd take it. But at some point, for Arsenal to be taken seriously as title challengers, they've got to go to Anfield or Etihad and win. They haven't done that. They've never done that under Arteta. So they've got to go there and show that they can beat these teams, and they've never really done it. So if they go there and lay down a marker, it might be the first time that teams maybe start to take them seriously as title contenders. Andreas, hello mate, João Neves and Vitinha, best midfield duo. Well, they wouldn't be what they are without Fabian Ruiz alongside them. Yeah. But I like both of them. Not sure about the best, but I do like them a lot in that trio with Fabian Ruiz. Rage, is it a failure if Arsenal don't win the league? Yeah, I think it is, but it's not a failure like just on this season. It's a failure collectively given the amount of time that Arteta's been there. It's like 6 years, isn't it? Never won a league title, never won a Champions League, never been a Champions League final. Not really competed as well as they should have done. I think they've been in big leads in the race and they've thrown it away. It just feels like Arteta, if they don't win it this season after spending big again, they're gonna have to. Yeah, I just feel like that they're gonna have to let him go or consider letting him go, because it might well be that he's taking them as far as they can. Spain without the S, Murillo masterclass clean sheet. I think so too. I am Crew 2, do you think will replace Potter at West Ham? Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho, absolutely. Get Jose in at West Ham. What a signing that would be as the manager. Stephen McAnally, are you supporting Brussels farting or your ex-manager, Steve? I'm not supporting either of them, mate. I'm just enjoying the game. Torn says, come on, you boys. Shelley, Chimiti meant to be going Rangers. Yeah, Chimiti, 8 million quid. You paid 10 for him, I think. 10 rising to 12, and you're selling him for 8 rising to 10. It's a bit of a wasted journey for Chimity. He's just wasted 2 or 3 years at Everton, hasn't he? Joe, about Liverpool not wanting to put another bid in. I think Liverpool, that's probably Liverpool's propaganda machine, just, revving up. Mate, there's no way we've got Isak, or convinced Isak to go as far as he has, without actually putting another bid in. I honestly think that if Liverpool don't put another bid in for Isak, which I don't even think that's a possibility. It's not a possibility. But if that has happened, I'd be quite ashamed of my football club, because I feel like Isak's really gone out on a limb, and Liverpool wouldn't have backed it up. Liverpool wouldn't have gone as far as they've said they're going to go. But equally, if Newcastle have let him down, Liverpool would have let him down as well. But I don't think that's the case. I honestly think Liverpool and Newcastle have been in regular dialogue almost every day for the last couple of weeks. They know the situation. I think they've already agreed a fee. And I think Liverpool and Isak have already agreed terms and whatever. So all that will be left to do is sign the contract, take the pictures, do the medical, whatever, obviously in a different order, but they'll do it and it'll be done. It'll be done well before the end of the deadline. Charmy, do you think the Glazers are at fault? They did fund Amarim's signing, so it's a bit unfair that they are being blamed yet again. But that isn't that the default position? Not of you, mate. You're a wonderful Manchester United fan that we like a lot, but it does feel like that's the default position of not even just Man United fans, actually, football fans. Liverpool fans do it as well. Whenever Liverpool aren't, honestly, every time I see a Liverpool fan on social media crying about FSG, I just think, oh my God, on your bike, leg it. You just show on it. They're obviously just majorly unhinged or 13 years old. Like, that's the only way it can be. Crying about FSG not backing the club. Shut up, mate. Talking nonsense. It's the same thing with United. You can't say that the owners haven't given them the money. They've given them all the money. Now, you could say that they've saddled that money on the club and the club is in a lot of debt. I'm fine with that. Yes, they could have managed things better. But it's not stopped Manchester United spending money and signing players, is it? They've just spent it on really bad players and really bad managers. ATM, Key, did you think... What are we saying, sorry? Do you think if Celtic win, Russell is out? Yes. Yeah, at 100%. Joe Crowley, afternoon, sir. It'll be a Celtic win, 0-2. Josh Doyle, have they won a trophy? Not for a while. I think they've won an FA Cup 2019. I'm sure he won it in his first season, and that was about it. I am Crute. It depends on how they lose the league. If it's on the last day, then you can cut him slack. I think, no, ultimately, I think you don't win a league on a last day or whatever. It's all done over the course of a season. And if you've had 6 years at Arsenal and spent over £1 billion, more than... pretty much all, more than most of your competitors. Not all of your competitors, actually. Spent more than City and Liverpool, by far. Rangers are in. That got to be a penalty. Got to be a penalty, referee. Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, I'll tell you what, that might be a check. There could be a VAR on that one. He gets in front of him. And it wasn't a massive appeal, but I'm amazed if that one doesn't get checked now and pulled back. Surely they are. Surely they're going to have a look at this. Let's watch. He gets in front of Scales. I think it might be a dive, actually. It's a dive. It's not a dive. He's playing for it. Miovski. So yeah, I'm not going to say that's not a penalty. At first glance, though, it looked clumsy from Scales because they both kind of fell over. But it wasn't a pen. Let me just reel that back in, Celtic fans. Joe, I think Arsenal have enough to win this season. They have enough to win every season. They've had enough to win for years. They've just never done it. I think they've gone the distance a good few times. William, does Bradley start at right back today? No, I think it's going to be Szoboszlai. Yeah, I imagine Szoboszlai did a wonderful job against Barnes. For Newcastle, I think he does the same again. Josh Doyle, what about Danny Dyer for West Ham manager? I don't mind telling you, I am fucking shitting myself. Lol Joey, I have the mental image of Gyökeres in the last 20 to win it 1-0 for them. Hope I'm wrong. Like, oh, don't say things like that. Don't speak that into existence, Joey. Jesus Christ. Long ball into the box. Rangers putting Celtic under a little bit of pressure early doors. 3-star Reds. Rangers v Celtic. What a starter before the Premier League main course this afternoon. Forest v West Ham. Nathan Dobbo Dobson. Lovely 3 points yesterday away at Wolves. Up the Toffees. Great performance from Grealish. Again, another big performance from Grealish. Joe, do you think Isak always wanted to leave, though, or just the influence from Liverpool has led him to? I don't think he always wanted to leave. I think he probably reached that conclusion last year, which is what he's alleging, isn't he? He's alleging that he's told Newcastle a long while ago. And I say alleging, mate. I'm not saying that's what's happened. I'm just saying that is what he's claiming, and whether or not, I'm sure Newcastle have their version of that story as well. But Isak is alleging that he said to Newcastle, I want to leave. I want to leave 12 months ago. And they said the same thing as apparently Wissa has been told by Brentford. Well, we don't want you to leave, but if you can stick it out with us for a little bit, then maybe we can see what another club offers, and we'll try and get you a move. Which is, by the way, a moral obligation, in my opinion. That is the moral obligation of a good football club. If a player comes to you and tells you they want to leave in good time, and they keep performing, they keep doing the job, but they tell you in good time, you should facilitate a move. You can't. They're not slaves. They're not prisoners. You should keep them for as long as you can keep them, but you can't keep them for the length of their contract and not expect them to be disgruntled or upset or unhappy. There's a lot of reasons why footballers want to leave. Sometimes it can be ambition. Sometimes it can be that they got a fantastic money opportunity in Saudi. Sometimes it can just be that the kids haven't settled, or the family hasn't settled, or he hasn't settled. It can be all sorts of things. It's a different culture in the UK. Maybe he wants to go back abroad. Maybe he wants to go home. Maybe he wants to go to warmer climes, or there's all sorts of reasons. You never know what it is behind the scenes. But I do think with Isak, it is just the fact that he's probably one of the best he is one of the best centre-forwards in football. He wants to go and compete at the highest level, win the best things. He can't do that at Newcastle, and that's with massive respect to Newcastle. Can't win a Premier League, can't win a Champions League. He's 25. I think if he was 21, he would have a different thought process on it. He's 25. He's got 5 years left, maybe, at the very, very highest level before he starts to kind of decline. And in those 5, Newcastle aren't going to win a Premier League in the next 5 years. They're not. They're just not. Like, I like them, but they're not going to. They're not going to win a Premier League, not going to win a Champions League. So, that's the challenge for Isak, and I think he's come to Newcastle and said, I'd like to go. Jake, hey Key, if Isak doesn't get done, do you think there'll be any way back for him in the side? No. Absolutely not. David, do you think City have got something to prove today, mate? Absolutely. City are going to have to do something against Brighton, aren't they? Going to have to turn it round. Jim Crute, Jim Ratcliffe told us they'd be skint by Christmas and they've just spent 300 million quid. I think that's because they pulled some levers, though, internally. That was the thing that got them there. Clubs like that can always... Well, all clubs really can pull different levers to try and release capital that then gives them money to spend. Villa did it by selling the women's team, didn't they? Chelsea have done it umpteen times in different ways. There's always levers that they can do that sort of thing with. William, Jeremy Pino could make his debut against Villa tonight. No, I don't think so. I think he might be on the bench, though. Be yourself, Dylan. Rangers should have had a penalty. I didn't think that was Dylan. I did, on first glance, I thought it was. But when you watch it back, I think it was just a coming together. I don't think it was anything. You can't get a penalty for that. Or I wouldn't want to see a penalty for that, in my opinion, anyway. Joe, I think Liverpool's influence has had a heavy part to play, though. Why do you think that? Why do you think it's Liverpool's influence? I mean, obviously, him being aware that Liverpool are interested, yes, of course. Like, that's going to play a part, but that would be the same if it was Barcelona showing an interest or Real Madrid showing an interest. The fact is, Liverpool have said, hey, listen, Newcastle, we like your player, and I'm sure they've had agents going to Isak and saying, hey, listen, we'll bid big time for you, son. If you want to come to us, we'll absolutely bid for you. And yeah, of course, he's got to, for him to do what he's done, he's got to go all out and know that Liverpool are interested. So if you're Alexander Isak, you would have asked for assurances from Liverpool, wouldn't you? Minimoo, Rangers and Celtic were both dreadful midweek. Who knows what will happen today? I mean, Rangers and Celtic were not... I think dreadful is an understatement for these two in midweek. A must for the Bears today, says Mintaz Koo Scotty. 3-star Reds. There's no other big game, is there, Key, this afternoon? No, it's just Forest and West Ham. That's the big one. That's the monster one. Liam Vernon, why did Rangers appoint Russell Martin? I think because of his progressive style of play and his beautiful hair. And his misses as well. Lucy Pinder in the stands has got to help things, surely, at Ibrox. Nathan Dobbo Dobson, if I was Liverpool, my priority would be Mark Guéhi. I think we certainly need another attacker more than we need another defender. Jake, I'm not a Newcastle fan. I'm just curious to see what would happen if he doesn't. Jake, disgusted in how Liverpool have handled the Isak saga, especially if they don't get him due to low-balling offers. Why is it Liverpool low-balling and not Newcastle overvaluating? Like, why? Surely those two things are of equal, like, you're saying Liverpool are low-balling, but Liverpool are saying you're overvaluing him. So why is yours right and theirs is wrong? That's a negotiation. That's it, isn't it? That's just how it works. It's not Liverpool lowballing. Lowballing would be like 70 million or 80 million quid because we know you've got to sell him. 110 million is not a lowball offer. It's a fucking British record. What are you on about? A lowball offer. Torn, Celtic soak up the early pressure and usually come into the game from 15 minutes onwards. Well, 15 minutes in, we've not really seen an awful lot here. On to Fet Sesimon. Hey, okay, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Alicia, anything happened exciting in the opening 15 minutes? No, nothing at all. I am Crute. The Geordies have assembled to say how Liverpool are insulting Newcastle, but Wissa is fine. Gavin, Isak is staying. Liverpool can't afford him. No, he's not, mate. Isak will be a Liverpool player before the end of the window. Not even close to in doubt about that. I am Crute. Apparently underballing for Isak is insulting, but underballing for Wissa is fine. Ghost, laugh all you want. Man United will get top 4. I look forward to revisiting that one at the end of the season, Ghost. Mintakazu Scots. Celtic more jam than Hartley's. Jake, if Isak stayed this season and Toon promised he could go, then Isak and Wissa would be in a similar situation. What are you on about? Isak asked to go last summer. Isak asked to go last summer. Wissa apparently only asked to go this summer. Jake, who starts for City today in goal, mate? Trafford or Edison? Trafford. Yeah, it'd be Trafford again. Jake, 200 million was his price tag till you made him do what he has to do to drop the price. To behave yourself, 200 million. 200 million. Behave yourself. Jim in Flower says 110 million's a low ball offer. I'd take a quarter of that. 3-star Reds, Rangers more than capable of raising their game in this one. Well, they've not proved so far. Neither have Celtic, to be honest. It's been quite drab. Good ball out wide here from Celtic. Over to Balikwisha. Ball in, cleared away by Rangers. Sutar having to do a fair bit of defensive work already, but it's good play. And Gassama is going to be a big outlet for Rangers in this one down that left-hand side. Jake, Isak asked to go before the Celtic game, Key. Eddie said this weekend, yeah, I know what, mate, look, surely me and you are intelligent enough to know that there's 3 sides to every story. Isak alleges last season. Eddie Howe alleges he didn't know a thing about it until the Celtic game. What I'm saying is, I think the reality is probably somewhere between the two. I don't think that Isak probably told him at the beginning of last season. Then again, he might have done, I don't know. But I don't think for 1 second that Eddie Howe heard about Isak wanting to leave before the Celtic game and went, what? What? Excuse me, what? Surely not. You've never... When this has come out totally out the blue. Where's this come from, Alex? Come on, mate. You know that's not the case. You know Eddie's not telling. He's telling porky pies there. Jake, Isak says one thing, Toon saying another. Contract is the reality, mate. Yeah, but you're saying the contract like you can just keep him. You can't keep him. A contract isn't slavery, mate. You can't keep him there when they don't want to be there, and nor should you try. It's not a nice or a fair thing, is it? It's not a kind thing. Forget whether or not it's legal or legal obligate. At the end of the day, if we're talking about legal, Isak's done everything legal that he's entitled to do. Legally, he's not refused to train. Legally, he's not refused to play. Can't fine him. So legally, he's doing everything he should do right now as a Newcastle player, and he could keep doing that. And the only party that would lose would be Newcastle. Ostermorg, I wouldn't pay over 40 for Sesko, but this market's mad. Well, it's mad because clubs like United are paying 70 million for fucking Sesko. It's mad. Lol, Joey. Personally, at the moment, I'm not too arsed about Isak. I just want us to get Gay in as that's more important. I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. I mean, I think Gay is important, of course, but I'm not. Like, if we have Canate and Gomez and Leone for the remainder of the season, I'm fine with that. Still think we'll win the league. Jake, why would Newcastle plaster his face all over the new kit if we knew he wanted to go? Because if they didn't, the first thing that people would say is, oh my God, Isak, why is Isak not on the new kit? He's your best player, mate. Why wouldn't they include him on the new kit? Because if they didn't, they know that the reaction would be he must be off. So it just creates unnecessary tension, doesn't it? And you're arguing, why would they put him on the new kit? Bloody hell, mate, come on. Because it would create a news story just in that sense if they didn't. Emiliano, hello, how's it going? Lol, Joey, to be fair, we did the same with Coutinho if we're talking about refusing to let them leave when they want to. No, we didn't. We didn't, actually. We didn't. Coutinho came and told Klopp, I think it was and he didn't deny any of this, to be honest. He told us mid-season, and we ended up facilitating a deal for him in the January. He told us in the mid-season. He only actually, because he carried on playing. If you remember, he carried on playing. He scored in the Champions League. He carried on playing pretty much all the way up to the first couple of weeks of January. And then he said, oh, I've got a back strain against Watford it was. And we left him out of the Watford game, and he was playing for Barcelona within about a week. So, yeah, it wasn't the same with Coutinho. It wasn't even close to the same, mate. Jake, I'm pretty sure if this continues after the window closes, he'll be fine. But he can't be fined because he hasn't refused. He hasn't refused to play. The only logic there is if he had refused, then they would have fined him, surely. Emiliano, on Friday, Leverkusen plays Frankfurt. Leverkusen they nearly threw it away, didn't they, against Bremen yesterday? Edward, Key, what time are we putting a bid in for Isak today? Do you think I'm Michael Edwards? Are you confusing me for Michael Edwards here, Edward? Do you think I'm Richard Hughes? You seem to have mistaken me for someone else. Callum, this is a bit of a slower old firm here. Usually starts very quick. And the atmosphere feels a little bit subdued as well, doesn't it? It feels a little bit flat. Maybe that's as a result of the performances of both teams in recent weeks. Josh Doyle, man, you could have signed Prime Messi and made him look shit. Joe Bruno's our best player, mate. Who's Isak? Ginge, I bet Coutinho wished he'd stayed now. Joe, we probably have fined him behind closed doors. I doubt it. I think the club knew. I think the club knew all along. And they've just played silly beggars to try and drag it out. And if I'm honest, Newcastle haven't been particularly well run for a while. Since, obviously, they let Staveley and the other fella go. And then Paul Mitchell came in and then all that changed again. And it's been a bit of a shit show. And obviously this summer resulted in that. It wasn't a great summer. And I think with a proper football director, Newcastle probably would have, I think, accepted the Liverpool offer early part of this season. They'd have got Isak out the club, and then they'd have gone about their business and signed. Rather than rushing in the last couple of days to get a couple of deals done, you'd have been signing players throughout. Joe, I think we have had a good summer, to be honest. Well, there's a lot of Newcastle fans who disagree with you, based off the reactions that I see on Twitter. I think you can look at it and say if you sign Voltemada and you get Larson, or Voltemada and Wissa, with Ramsey, Thiaw, then yeah, it's not a bad summer. It's not a bad summer, and you could say that with Isak gone, then Newcastle are. Maybe they're better than the sum of the parts last year. But could you have got better players if you'd have had longer to do it? Michael, afternoon, Kieran. How's it going, Michael? Good to see you. Aidan P says Celtic or Rangers. I think Celtic will get a result today, yeah. Maybe Fratesi as well. Smells like a last-minute loan. Clubs generally don't let really good players go on loan, though, mate, do they? Like, as a general rule, you're not letting top players leave on loan. I just look at that, and I always think there's a bit of a question mark over that. Fratesi, he's not a bad player, but I don't know if he comes in and immediately improves Newcastle. Does he knock Joe Linton, Tonali, or Bruno out that midfield? No, probably not. Jacob Ramsey? No, probably not. I think Ramsey played quite well last night, but yeah, I think the standards at Newcastle, you've got to expect better if you're going to compete for the Champions League. You can't be going to Elland Road and drawing. Michael, with Newcastle getting the German striker and possibly another, does that set up the move for Isak today or tomorrow for Liverpool? Yes. Yes, I would be amazed if Liverpool don't sign Alexander Isak before the window. Williams, so do you go for Maka and Grav in midfield with Wirtz in front of them? Yes, I think it'll be Szoboszlai right back, Maka, Grav and Wirtz in the middle. Lisha, that's why we haven't let Cobby go out on loan too, despite me thinking him in a Spanish side, he thrives. You haven't let Cobby go because there would be a massive fan backlash if you did. All of the fans at Manchester United seem to be very, very reluctant to support the idea that he's going to leave. Michael, I understand that Liverpool have made a 35 million bid for Gay. Yeah. That one's another one that'll happen before long, I would imagine. 3-star Reds. Forest's director of football was supposed to be going to Newcastle, but at present he has worked tirelessly with Edu to strengthen Forest, while Newcastle remain fast asleep in this window. Josh, predictions for 4:30. 4:30, I think, is going to be 2-1 Liverpool. Edward, no, I just come to you for my transfer news because you're reliable. Mate, I don't have any knowledge, inside knowledge. I just read what everyone else reads. I have no inside knowledge at all. I don't claim to. So yeah, if I've read it, you've probably read it. Or if you've read it, I've probably read it. Whichever way you want to dress that up. Ostermorg, I'd like to see Wirtz play off the left, but can't see that happening while Gakpo is in good form. Yeah, Gakpo, I think, has to start. 5-year contract yesterday for Gakpo. That was really, really good news. No player has created or been involved in more goals than Cody Gakpo at Liverpool since he signed, other than Mo Salah. So he's Liverpool's second most creative player after Mo Salah. The one and only, do you think Man U could get a midfielder? No, I think the only signing that Man U could make in the next maybe 24 hours or so is going to be that goalkeeper, and whether or not it's... There's rumours that they've approached Emiliano Martinez today, so I wouldn't be surprised if Martinez moves, or maybe Senna Lammens from Antwerp. It's going to be one of them. Lucas Lambert, what time does the window shut tomorrow? It's at 7 p.m. We're going to be live for transfer deadline day for that one. Lol, Joey, is Bradley not fit enough yet? Was enough for the bench on Monday, so I'd assume he might be good. And he might start, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if Bradley started. I'd be quite happy if he did. No problems with Bradley starting for Liverpool. Josh, if we could only sign one more player, who are we signing, Kee? Isak or Gay? If I could only sign one more player, Josh, it'd be Isak. Because I look at Gomez, I look at Leone, I think Van Dijk, and I think Canate as a back four. That can win. That can win us the Premier League. It won us pretty much, if you take Leone out for Kwanzaa, that pretty much won us the Premier League last year. So I'm fine with us having that back four again. I'm no problem with that at all. Whereas we've let Diaz and Nunes go, and obviously we tragically lost Jota, and we've only brought Ekatike in. So we are 3 down and 1 in attack. So I think, especially with Salah going to the AFCON for 7 games, Liverpool are shy in attack. So I think we're more shy in attack. Even though everyone's looking and going, Liverpool are the top scorers in the league. Liverpool conceded 2 against Bournemouth, 2 against Newcastle. The obvious overreaction, in my opinion, is, oh my God, Liverpool have got a shocking defence. I don't think that's the case. I actually think we've got a really good defence, but we've taken too many gambles in order to push men forward to try and get us an overload in the box to score more goals. That's worked, but it's left us vulnerable going backwards the other way. So, for me, I think we need Isak. Lucas Lambert, do you think Leone will come on for Canati today? No. No, I don't. Not at all. Callum the Red, Scales is having a balling, to be honest. He's having a balling? Do you mean he's having a balling? What does that mean? Joe, Gakpo was awful on Monday night, mate. Don't know if you agree. I didn't really get a touch, yeah. I mean, he wasn't... I wouldn't have said he's awful, but I don't think he was... It wasn't his game. Yeah, probably wasn't his game on Monday. This year, you do wonder how David Ornstein or Fabrizio Romano accumulates so many connections. Well... The thing I would say is that they're driven by the clubs. You've got to remember, mate, the clubs want to influence fan opinion. So, what happens when the Ornstein and Romano, what happens when the clubs, when those report that a transfer story is going to break with a particular club? What do all of us do? We all... go and watch Sky Sports News. We all go and tune into, whatever, Twitter or whatever. The clubs get paid based on TV money, based on interactions, based on, all this stuff. It's all one big machine. So eventually the clubs are invested in helping journalists push out this stuff. So they're constantly just trying to push this nonsense out. That's why, like I said, Fabrizio Romano gets paid something in the region of £8 per 1,000 views on his tweets. And people wonder why he puts the same thing out repeatedly, just like slightly reworded. Liverpool close to Isak deal. 2 hours later, Isak close to Liverpool deal. Another 2 hours later, Isak and Liverpool close to a deal. And everyone's like, mate, we've seen this a million times. What are you doing? Lol, Joey, Salah will miss the Arsenal game at Anfield due to AFCON as well. The Arsenal game at Anfield, that's today. Josh Doyle, Gakpo is good until about 65 minutes in the last 3 games. Looks very leggy. Well, hopefully that's not the case today. Gav's highlights, I would say that Fabrizio has not been that good this window. He's got a few things wrong this season. Rangers 1-0! Get in there! What a start! Who is it who's got his head on that? He got wiped out. I think, is it Sutar? It is! It's big Sutar up from the back. 1-0 Rangers. Ball in from the free kick. Kasper Schmeichel has charged out, asking the referee for a foul. But it's a great header, that, from Sutar. Brave header as well. I think he gets a clout. Definitely gets a clout. Let's just watch this one back. It's a lovely ball in. Is he onside, though? That's going to be the question. That's going to be the question. Tavernier, I think he might be off, I think he might be offside. Oh, he is, I think he's going to be... This is going to be ruled out. I think this one's going to be ruled out, I've got to say. There's going to be a check, but I'm pretty sure he was offside. Kasper Schmeichel, I have no idea what Kasper Schmeichel is doing there. Oh, Kasper Schmeichel's had an absolute shocker. An absolute shocker. Make no mistake about it, if you're a Celtic fan, you're watching that, you're thinking, how on earth have we got this guy in goal? But I'm pretty sure this one is going to get VAR time. It's going to be an offside. I probably ruled out, so we'll just wait until that one's done. Michael, what are your thoughts on the promoted team so far, as you only had Sunderland staying up? Sunderland on 6 points, Leeds 4, Burnley 3. They are making much more of a fight to stay up than other clubs. I still think Leeds and Burnley go down, sadly. But I think Sunderland have showed enough of a fist of it that they should be okay, I think. Or at least they'll make a really good fight of it. Lucas, do you think you could do what Fabrizio does? Probably not, no. Probably not. There you go, it has been ruled out. Offside, Souttar. Goal chalked off. Rangers 0, Celtic 0. We're back to level pegging. Ostermorg have a whole chain, don't they? Liverpool we are in love with. Liverpool monitoring, yeah. 3-star Reds, now the swearing will start. Colin Wilson, if Liverpool and Arsenal draw, we'll be the only 100% team in the 4 leagues. Who's that? Who's the 100% team? Only 100% team in the 4 leagues? Who do you support, Colin? I forget. Sorry. William, surely Sir Michael's got to do better. He was poor there, wasn't he? Dino, how do you think Forest will do this season? I think mid-table. I think you may be looking at about 9th or 10th, maybe. Yeah, 9th, 10th, 11th, around there. But I think you'll have a decent season in Europe. I think that's got to be the priority for Forest. You've got to go as far as you can in the Europa League. Try and get yourself back amongst the European elite, I guess. But I don't think Forest will qualify for Europe again. That would be my opinion. I don't think you qualify for it via the league. But you might do okay in the FA Cup or the League Cup. Might have feel like a good cup run could be on for Forest this year, whether it's in the FA Cup, the League Cup, or maybe the Europa League. Wouldn't be surprising if you went far in any of them. But I think the league you might just struggle in, just because of it's always difficult first season in Europe, and you're adapting to the struggles of all that. Maybe you take a hit on the domestic form, but maybe Europe can be your sanctuary, and Forest end up doing quite well. I think that's going to be the same for Palace as well, for what it's worth, and maybe even Villa to a degree. I think Villa, Palace, Forest probably all just prioritise those games in Europe. William, where does Xavi Simons fit in for Spurs? He can play CAM or left wing, kind of. I don't think he plays on the wing. I'm pretty sure Simons probably ends up playing as part of that midfield 3 with Palhinha, Bentancur, Sarr, Bergvall, whoever it is. A couple of them and Xavi Simons will be the 2. We saw yesterday how blunt Spurs looked against Bournemouth. I watched the highlights back. Oh my God, they were dreadful, weren't they? They were absolutely shocking. I was here thinking that Spurs would be battering Bournemouth, but they really weren't, were they? They really weren't. They were shocking. They were all over the place, Spurs. It was worlds away from that Man City performance. Gav's highlights. Would you take a draw against Arsenal right now, mate? I would, yes. I think Arsenal would too. I think if you offered Slot and Arteta right now, you can have a draw in this one. I think they'd take it, wouldn't they? I think both managers would take that. You'd be a fool not to. It just allows you to keep going on with your season. I think a draw is a better result for Liverpool, though, than it is for Arsenal. I'll say that. And I only say that because, as I was saying earlier, it feels like Arsenal have to, at some point, win at one of those big away grounds. They have to win at the Etihad or at Anfield to show they can compete. And they just haven't. They haven't done it. Liverpool have been to the Etihad and won. Liverpool have been to the Emirates and won. Arsenal haven't done that in the other way around, and I think that's going to be a big challenge for them. So they've got to get that monkey off the back today. That game where they drew at the Etihad and their fans went, is it full time? Has he blown the whistle? Yes? Yes! Get in there! And they were celebrating a draw. That was just so Arsenal. And it's just been that way now ever since. They've dined out on that, and yeah, they've had the rip taken out of them. Josh, where is Kudus playing? Kudus playing on the wide right, I think, with Solanke or Tell or someone like that playing through the middle. Jim says, no way Liverpool takes a draw in a home match. I'm not saying we take a draw. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Liverpool, like Arne Slot, will be playing for a draw. I'm not saying that at all. But I think Slot will approach the game with the idea of, we don't want to lose this one. That doesn't mean we don't try for the win. I think Arsenal will probably take the same approach. We don't necessarily play negative. We don't try to get the draw, because in that sense you probably end up losing. You have to push on and try and get the win. Celtic ball in. It's been dreadful this half, honestly. Callum, Arsenal won at Madrid. They've done it, to be honest. Well, they haven't. They haven't. Winning at Madrid is not the same thing as winning in a domestic game against your local rival, against your Premier League title rivals. Tobias, I'm confident, to be fair. Leeds have had a very good start. 4 points in 3, especially a newly promoted side. Well, if you get 4 points in 3 and you average that out across the season, that's probably staying up. Well, it is staying up form, isn't it? You'll stay up if you average those sorts of, a win, a loss and a draw in your first 3 games. You do that for the rest of the season, you'll be okay. But yeah, make Ellen Road a tough place to go, and yeah, you'll probably be fine. 3-star Red says Forest have won at Anfield. Oh yeah, done very well. Liam Manning, Blackburn have signed Good Johnson's son. Afternoon, how's it going? Gav, see the situation we've got ourselves in with Jackson. Oh, it's mad, that, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. That's basically just because of Delap, isn't it? Because Delap's out for a couple of months, apparently. You've asked him to come back, and he said, no, I'm not going. You've sent me over here. I can understand that, to be honest, from Nicholas Jackson's point of view, can you? Chelsea have said, yeah, we'll sanction a loan deal. They've agreed a loan deal. He's flown over to Munich, got there, ready to do his medical, and then Chelsea have pulled the plug at the last minute. I'm sorry. I think I'd probably have done what Nicholas Jackson's doing. I'd be like, nah, I'm not leaving. No chance. I'm not coming home now. I'm not going back to... No chance. You've sent me over here. These are happy to sign me. I'm signing for these. I'll do my medical. I'll get it all done. There's no way at all. Gav, we told him to come back, and his agent tweeted airplanes can't go into reverse. It's right, though. It is right, mate. You can't treat people like that. I don't like that. I think that's the... I know he's Chelsea's player, and I get all that, but... Nah, I think he's got every right to dig his heels in. Three-star Reds, Forest not only won at Anfield, but were unbeaten against the champions last season. You were indeed, yeah. Some achievement. Liam Manning, Chelsea in talks with Sporting striker Harder, so Jackson should stay with Bayern. I thought Conrad Harder had moved on. I didn't think he was with Sporting anymore. Wasn't he close to signing for someone? If they sign Harder, that's a really good performance. It's going to be a corner to Rangers here. Again, they're causing lots of problems here, Rangers, off set pieces. Set pieces appear to be the main threat on goal in this one. Celtic having to ride the early pressure in the first half, and feels like the first half's ending in the same way it started. Been a bit of a drab last 15-20 minutes. Rangers obviously having a goal ruled out through Suter, but got a corner kick here. Tone, worst first half league performance from Celtic in a long time. Honestly, I'm starting to think we've got a curse on this channel because we watched Leeds 0, Newcastle 0 last night. We're on course for a 0-0 here again. This is back-to-back drab. Terrible football, zero quality, says Mini Moo. FM No Casuals, we need a striker so bad. West Ham need pace. You're desperate for... Apparently, what about the news you're getting rid of Paqueta? I was going to ask you about this. You're our West Ham correspondent on the channel. What do you think about Lucas Paqueta going to Villa? FM No Casuals. What do we feel about that? 3-star Reds. Tell you what, Key, can't wait for the 2 games against our main Premier League rivals, Liverpool, this season. I think he'll do all right, actually. We're not great at the City ground. FM No Casuals he's staying. He's staying. No, not according to Romano. Fulham getting Kevin. Yeah, Kevin from Shakhtar. That's an interesting signing. That feels a little bit like when West Ham signed Guilherme. The young lad from Brazil, Luis Guilherme. Liam, need El Hadji Diouf to liven this game up. Yeah, get El Hadji Diouf and Scott Brown on. That's the Ibrox Old Firm games I'm remembering. I mean, even more so, get some of the lads back on from back in the day. Ali McCoist and Moravchik. Reggie Blinker. Remember Reggie Blinker? Samuel Maker, you broadcast the games live? No. How can I broadcast the games live, mate? Use your loaf. Use what's between your ears. FM No Casual, Celtic missing a striker up top, and Dahlberg is in the squad for Anderlecht. AJ, where are you from? UK, mate. England. Joey, AC Milan apparently want Gomez. Yep. Joey Gomez, off to Milan. Longest serving player at Liverpool. How much do you think we'd get for him? It feels like maybe 10-15 million quid. Just because he's not played all that much, has he? Get Gascoigne back in, says Callum, yeah. Tone, refereeing decisions are terrible. Ballyquish has done nothing there. I don't think we can blame the ref for how dreadful this first half has been. AJ, where are you from? England, mate. Just told you. Giles TV back working, pity. Franco, cheers for the follow, Franco. Gomez 22.5 million. Is that the actual price, or is that just you, that figure you've plucked out within a column? Is that just you playing silly beggars? 3-star Reds, this game is certainly not on par with previous Old Firm matches. TT5, bad match, but expected that from the Kairat and Bruges matches. Kairat are winning as well in the Kazakh League. Taylor, any advice, mate, for going live? Because I tried to go live just now, and it was really hard. No one was joining. I don't know. Honestly, it just starts like that. Mine were like that at the start as well. Sometimes they still are, even now. Just give it a whirl, honestly, mate. Just give it a whirl. Stick at it. All I would say is don't wait for people to join. Just start and start talking. Even if you've got nobody in the room. I know that sounds weird, like you're talking to nobody, but you want people to join as you're kind of talking. If they join and you just sat there like just looks a bit mad. So that's what I would say. I would say have what you're going to talk about, and start it. Start it, get stuck in, and just give it a whirl. I'm sure you'll be fine. Best of luck. One ZZ Ghost. I'm a Gladbach fan. Hopefully we can get Europa in the next 2 years or so. Sorry. Yeah, Europa would be good. John, Grimsby lost 1-0 at home to Bristol Rovers yesterday. That must mean Bristol are better than United. Jay Gordo, where do Leeds finish this season? 19th, I think I've put. Yeah, 19th I've gone for. Liam says AC Milan prioritised Joe Gomez. I'm way too crazy. What game are you watching today? I am watching Rangers against Celtic, which is half-time right now. It's been absolutely shocking. 0-0. We've had a goal disallowed from Sutar about 20 minutes ago. But hopefully a better second half. A bit more like the old firms of old that we're used to. But yeah, not a great performance from either side. And it might just tell a bit of a story, that, because Russell Martin can't afford to lose this. I think if he loses it, his job is done as a Rangers manager. Celtic equally, Brendan Rodgers, it's not a great moment for him, just crashing out of the Champions League to Kairat, and obviously a little bit of disgruntled noises coming out of Celtic that maybe he's not happy with the business they've done this summer, and rumours linking him back to Forest, rumours linking him back to the Premier League. You just never know what's going on with Celtic either, so I think both managers privately might be content with a point, and maybe that's why we're seeing this such cagey start. Be yourself, Dylan. Imagine if Rangers draw yet again. Liam Manning, apparently we are in talks with that El Canouse from Leicester. Yes, yeah. Jay Gordo, do you do FPL? If so, who is your captain this week? I'll be honest, mate, I've already started to give up on FPL. I say I'm going to do it every year. Always, every single year I say I'm going to do it, and then I start it, and I've already, last week, I just completely forgot to change my team. I'm not invested in it enough. I'm not. I need to do it, though. I need to get back on it for next week, so I will. Next game week, I'll do it better. Giles just took Fuse out of plug. Time to look at the wall. It's more exciting. I'm way too crazy. What were your thoughts on United last night? Oh, United. It's not a great time to be a United fan. They're not great, are they? They're not great. They're all over the place. They need a keeper. I think they need a midfielder. It's not a particularly happy place to be at the moment for any of those footballers. So we'll see. We'll see with United, but I think this season they finish maybe mid-table again. 10th, 11th. I thought the Carabao Cup would be one of the ones that they managed to do well in, but they obviously crashed out of that. Gav, you must have caught the 0-0 curse off my mate. He streamed nothing but 0-0s for a week once. Bloody hell, I don't say that. It means we end up just talking about football news and transfers and all sorts, which isn't a bad thing, I guess. But it means we're not actually talking about the game that we're live streaming for so long. Tone, hopefully, and again, hopefully, a better game second half. Typical Diamandi rolling around. I see Rangers are nearing signing an Everton goal machine. Yeah, Chimiti. Big use of Chimiti. Shelley says, get a big dunk back. Leon, Hibs have beat Celtic and Rangers, trust me. Hibs are doing all right at the minute. I've got Hibs to beat St Mirren. Is that later today? I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, big Rocky Bashiri at the back. Gav's highlights. Apparently, we've said Jackson can still go to Bayern, but not on loan. We want a sale for 56 million, as we want the Danish guy from Sporting. If you get Conrad Harding from Sporting, I love that signing. That is a brilliant, brilliant signing. He's fantastic. He's better than Gyökeres, Conrad Harder. Absolutely. He's a different type of player, but he's better. I would rather, if you'd offered me Conrad Harder or Gyökeres this summer for Liverpool, 1,000,000% it's Conrad Harder. Liam Manning, DCL looked a handful last night when he came on. When he's fit, could be good, but can't rely on him though. No, you need a centre forward. If you don't get a centre forward, I think you're going down, sadly. Ice cold Harry Kane, can see any Chelsea kits? No Chelsea kits, mate. Don't have any English football kits, generally speaking. Jay Gordo, who do you follow across all leagues? Only Liverpool is a team that I follow. I have lots of teams that I like, but I really just follow Liverpool. I haven't got the energy to support many other clubs. I watch a lot of football, full stop, so it doesn't matter who's playing. But I like Fiorentina in Italy. I've got a lot of time for Valencia and Betis. Malaga in Spain, Villarreal too in Spain, Auxerre in France. Yeah, I like a lot of clubs. FM No Casuals, Hibs will be knackered from Thursday, mate. I know, but I've got them draw no bet, not to win, just draw no bet. I never ever do anything other than draw no bet because there's always a few curveballs in there. Sebastian, what's your favourite kit from the Dutch football clubs? Probably that Ajax one. Yeah, that's retro. I like it. And it's nothing to do with it being Ajax. I just like that kit. I like that one. I liked the blue away Ajax one as well, or even the old PSV Phillips top. I have got a Feyenoord kit as well from about, I think is it 2014, 2015? Feyenoord kit's quite good. Yeah, I like Feyenoord kits. What have I missed? Sorry. Be yourself, Dylan. PSG were unbelievable last night. Yeah, was it Neves got a hat-trick? Someone said he scored 2 overhead kicks. Ostermorg, I don't know why one of the lower Prem clubs like Mikatadze go to Villarreal. They'll find out because they'll sell him. They'll sell him for about 60, 70, 80 million in a couple of years. He's a top player. Do you know what he reminds me of, Mikatadze? Jermaine Defoe, like just nippy, like reads the game really well, can go over the shoulder, can drop deep in the like little half spaces. Really good finisher. I like him. I like him a lot. Gav's highlights, you know about him, mate. To be honest, I don't know much about him. Would have him at Liverpool. Oh yeah, Conrad Harder, I do. Yeah, we watched him. He was in the. I think he was in the Euro Under-21 Championships as well, but we watched him for Sporting last season in the Champions League. He plays off that right, or he did play off that right-hand side while Gyökeres played centre-forward, but he can go in the centre-forward position as well. He was brilliant for Sporting away at Benfica. I don't know if that was in the Champions League or in the Premier League, actually, that we watched, that one. I think it was Benfica v Sporting in the Premier League, actually, thinking back. He played really well, though, on that right-hand side, gave him a torrid time. And I think it was Carreras, wasn't it? The Benfica left-back, who's just gone to Madrid, of course, who he played against. Razine, how's the game going? Is it Scottish League or something? No, it's Scottish League, Old Firm, and it's crap. They're playing really badly, the pair of them. Ben, yes, Key, how are you, mate? I'm good, man. Good to see you. How are you? Ostermorg would have been a good pickup for Wolves or Leeds. Mikatadze. I think Mikatadze is probably more of a, I don't know, like a Brentford or a Palace or someone like that. I think he could play like a mid-table. I would argue Mikatadze is better than the Callum Wendo that Forest have just signed. So I actually think he'd be. Honestly, I think you'd put Mikatadze up front for Villa. Yeah, he's better. I think. Well, maybe not better than Ollie Watkins, but if they signed him, he'd be a great could play with Ollie Watkins, could play off the right or off the left, could play instead of him. He's still young. Oh, he'd be fantastic for Villa. Jay Gordo, where do West Ham finish? Especially if Paquetá goes to Villa. West Ham are going to be, I would say, 18th. I think they go down. Unless Jose Mourinho come in. Be yourself, Dylan. Will my team win today? Almost certainly. Yes. for sure. Rye H, does your missus hate the weekend because of football? Mate, I watch football every single day of the week, so she knows that I watch footy on a night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and on a weekend, Saturday, Sunday, I'm basically out the house from 10:30, 11, well, maybe 11 o'clock in the morning till about 8, 9 o'clock at night. So that's my long working day on a Saturday, long working day on a Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm doing maybe 1 or 2 games. But then, obviously, through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I am free through the day from 7 o'clock in the morning up to 5, 6 o'clock at night. So it's brilliant. We get to do loads of stuff, loads of nice stuff during the day. I can take my little girl to the park. I can go and do loads of nice stuff. We've been and done loads of stuff during the day. Just means that I watch footy on the night. It's nice. Kanji and Ederson on the bench for City. Will they go? Yes, of course they will. Razine, genuinely, today is a cracking day of footy. Very excited for the Liverpool-Arsenal game. Palace-Villa game too. Also, we are facing Rayo Vallecano today, which is a very hard away game. I've got Barca or draw under 7 goals in that one. I did the same for PSG against Toulouse last night, and I think it was 5-2 by about the 47th minute. So I was knackered quite early in that one. So I'm hoping it's going to be a low-scoring Barca win or a low-scoring Barca draw tonight. Ostermorg, do you think Paquetá to Villa might open up Rodgers to us? Not this late, but I think it might open up Rodgers to us in January or next summer. Yeah, that could happen. Could happen for next summer. Ben, how are you feeling ahead of today, mate, in terms of our game? Nervous. Nervous because it's getting closer, but I still think we get the win. I do. I fancy us to get the win, and at the very least, I'm happy with a point. I think if we lose, it just gives Arsenal confidence if we lose. So you don't want your team to lose any game, of course, but if you said to me now, Liverpool are going to lose either against Arsenal this week, or you're going to lose to, I don't know, like a nothing game, you're going to lose away at Wolves, I'd take the lose away at Wolves, because it doesn't really mean anything. This one, it's like a double whammy, because we lose to Arsenal, but we also, like, at the same time, give them loads and loads of confidence that they can go and win the title, and that's going to be massive for them, because they've never, ever done that before under Arteta. They've never gone and won at the Emirates, at the Etihad, or at Anfield. They've never done that, and that's going to be massive for them if they can get it over the line. Ostermore, can't see Gay, Rodgers and Isak coming in the last 2 days though. No, nor can I. But I think Gay and Isak do. Gay and Isak, I'm certain. Do you think Liverpool will sell anyone by the end of the window? I think Gomez looks like it's taking place. Maybe Harvey Elliott at a push as well. Obviously, Tsimikas has just gone to Roma, so that one's still kind of up in the air. But no, I think the main one would be Harvey Elliott and Gomez. Harvey Elliott to RB Leipzig, Gomez to AC Milan. I'm hoping that Harvey Elliott stays, though. Victor Lindelof having his medical at Villa. Does just kind of show where Villa are, that, doesn't it? Razine, I expect a late 2-1 win for Barca, and Pool Arsenal will be a very entertaining 3-3 draw, and then Villa win 1-0 against Palace. I'm expecting that Villa-Palace game tonight. I'm calling it early, right? I'm calling it early. I think Villa-Palace tonight is going to be a low-scoring 0-0 or 1-1, which we know, based on my track record, that basically means it's going to be like 4-4 and one of the best games ever. Because I've picked 0-0s for the last 2 games. Gav's highlights, Mark Gay will be tough in my opinion, especially with Palace being the late game tonight. I think he plays tonight for Palace. If he doesn't play, I think that tells you everything. If he does play for Palace tonight, then that might just give an indicator it's not happening. But still, it's 7 o'clock. You know, it's 7 o'clock tomorrow night. It can all happen quite quickly. It's entirely possible that Glasner says, let us keep him for the Palace game, and then, you know, it's the international break. He goes with our blessing, but we've got an extra few games out of him. Because they're just about to sign the young lad from Toulouse, aren't they? Oh, I'm all giddy. My subscribers have just gone up. Someone's going to unsubscribe now, aren't you, to turn me down. I've just seen my subscriber count on YouTube just tick up. It's nice. I love it. I've not seen that happen yet. I only put the counter on yesterday. Ostermorg, wouldn't be surprised if Gay is ill later, though. Yeah, back strain. Ankle strain. Taylor, I'm going to go live for the Forest game. Hope I get loads one day. Nice. Good luck with you. Liam Manning, Arsenal won't win. Come on, Key. Have faith. Liverpool, easy win. Nah, mate, come on. They're not good. It's not going to be easy. It ain't going to be easy. Nobody said it was easy. No, it's not going to be easy. T, you need to be worried about your set pieces today. Why? Just because Arsenal score off set pieces. It's alright. Got big Verge at the back. Best defender ever. Noah Lennox, are you watching the Rangers game? Yep, I am indeed. I wish I wasn't. It's 0-0. It's been crap. Ostermorg, wouldn't be surprised. Oh, we've done that one, sorry. Mason Longley, big hate watch at 2 p.m. for Spurs fans. At 2 p.m? Why? Who you hate watching at 2 p.m? West Ham? West Ham? Who you hate watching at 2 p.m? T, when Arsenal beat Liverpool and score a set piece, Liverpool fans are going to make excuses. I won't make excuses. No, if Arsenal beat us, then you beat us. I'll accept it. Gav's highlights, have Liverpool even agreed a fee with Pal behind the scenes? Palace. I would imagine so. Yeah, I'd imagine so. Well, actually, no, probably not. I think we have agreed a deal with Newcastle. It's almost certain we'll have agreed a deal with Newcastle, isn't it? There's no way we've not agreed a deal with Newcastle, but Palace probably less so, because I feel like Gay is quite content to stay at Palace. Glasner is quite content to keep him at Palace, and Liverpool are quite content to wait until the summer and get him for free after the World Cup. So I think all three parties are probably quite happy for him to stay. Or even stay till January. Maybe not stay till the summer, but just stay till January. But Steve Parish, does not want that, because he knows that Palace can't afford really to throw that money away. They have got, right now, Liverpool have offered him 35, right? And I know if it gets to January, that is like, it's 15 million quid. It's 10, 15 million. Bruno G, whose Dar is this man? Why are you saying Dar like you're Welsh when you're a Geordie? Whose Dar is this man? When Arsenal beat Liverpool... Oh, we've done that one, haven't we? Mason Longley, West Ham and Forest, obviously, with Marinakis. Why is that a hate watch? Oh, because of Gibbs White? Well, we've got Theo, Walcott, Carragher and Keane as the pundits at Anfield for later. Theo Walcott always seems full of himself, doesn't he? Bilal El Kanous set to become a Stuttgart player. Oh, Liam, you were talking about El Kanous to Leeds. Well, he's about to sign for Stuttgart. Oh, that's a big old signing, that, for Stuttgart. As soon as the Voltamada money's come in, out he goes. There you go. Liam telling you now, Liverpool 3-0. Imagine if one of these teams just absolutely blitzes the other. Like, everyone's expecting it to be a close game. Imagine it is like a 3-0 or a 4-0 or something and just blows the opposition away. crazy. Could happen. Timber is going to pocket Gakpo easily. Well, it isn't Gakpo you have to worry about. We've got Ekatike, we've got Salah, we've got Wirtz, mate. It's too many of our attack you've got to worry about. You can pocket Gakpo. Have him. Have him with our blessings. It's the other 3-4 you've got to worry about. Scoring goals is not a problem for this Liverpool side. We'll score goals aplenty. Arsenal will not stop Liverpool scoring today. I will make that pledge right now. If Arsenal somehow get the win today, they're going to have to score at least 2, if not more. There's no way in hell they beat Liverpool scoring only once. No chance. Liverpool do not score today against these. Too good in attack. See, you should be worrying about our attack. What? Gyökeres. Not worried about Gyökeres. Gyökeres and Madueke, I am not even slightly worried about. And Eze played out of position. Eze's out of position. Gyökeres and Madueke don't really care about. There's nothing really there to worry about. And Odegaard, who you guys have been slating for a season and a half. So, again, if Arsenal are going to score, it's going to be off set pieces. It is going to be off set pieces. That's it. There's no way. The players that will hurt Liverpool in this game will be like, yeah, Timber, Calafiori, Gabriel, Saliba off crosses. It's not going to be the front three. Gav's highlights, where do you think Donnarumma and Rodrigo will end up? I'd love Donnarumma to end up with us. Well, you guys definitely need a keeper, don't you, mate? No, I think Donnarumma seems to be floating between City and Galatasaray. And Galatasaray, I don't know what happens. It feels like Galatasaray are bidding for Ederson as well. So it feels like Galatasaray are either going to end up with Ederson or Donnarumma. So we'll see. Rodrigo, I actually think, ends up at Real Madrid. Stays at Real Madrid for the time being. Gav, I've got a feeling this is the game that Wirtz will turn up in the Liverpool top. Ben Twist, I'd be stunned if this game isn't a BTTS. Just realised I haven't even started the clock back on this Old Firm game. Christ, we're 5 minutes in. I haven't even started the clock. There you go. Right, we're all synced up. Mini Moo, will we get a goal? I think so. I hope so. I'd be ashamed if I've watched another 0-0. That'd be my second 0-0 in a row on this channel. But I think Celtic and Rangers do generally produce goals. T, when Gyökeres scores, come back to me. I don't get the hate of Gyökeres. He's actually a good striker. He's never proved it in a big league, mate. He's never proved it in a big league. He's never put the performances in when it really matters against good teams. So that's the problem for Gyökeres. He's got to prove it. Gav's highlights, do you think Brighton can get a result against City? So I've got a feeling that Brighton start fast, score first, but City win. I've gone for 3-1 City with Brighton scoring the goal. So I think a good one today would be to back City to win from behind. Yeah, that would be my bet. But I don't think Brighton can get a result. They were shocking last week against Everton, Brighton. So poor. Ray Gomez, he did in the Champions League. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He scored 3 against Manchester City. And the 3 that he got against Manchester City... They were penalty. One was a penalty, and they were against Simpson, Pusey. It was a back line that included Simpson, Pusey, Akanji, Rico Lewis. Like they didn't have all the. It was a really horrific Manchester City defence, and one of them was a penalty anyway. So, you know, Gyökeres turning up against the City side in one game doesn't mean anything. When it really matters, he turned up in a cup final. Like I said, when he does it in a real game, then fine. Against real opposition. D28, Ten Hag is facing an immediate sacking at Bayer Leverkusen after just 2 games. I can't see that. Liam Manning, if Arsenal played like they did with us, then got nothing, you've got nothing to worry about. They were shocking against Leeds, weren't they? Right, Rangers down the right-hand side here. Oh, he's done him. Great defending, a great play. Get in the box, chance, on goal. Oh, Scales very nearly sticking it in his own net there. Callum says Brighton 2, City 3, Forest 4, West Ham 0. I've gone for something similar, but Brighton only to score 1. Ray Gomez, half of Haaland's goals are pens. Yes, but they are importantly in the Premier League, and it's also consistent. Gyökeres hasn't done it in England. Gyökeres was 24 when he was, you know, struggling, really, in the Championship. What minute is it, Rangers v Celtic? It is 53, well, the 54th minute. We all said that about Haaland, and he performed in the Prem. Haaland did it in the Bundesliga. Bundesliga is not the Primera Liga, mate. Have you seen the teams? Beyond Sporting, Benfica, Porto, and maybe Braga, have you seen the teams in the Primera Liga? Have you actually watched the Primera Liga? The standard of teams below those are absolutely dreadful. He's playing like, you know, Pacos Ferreira, Penafiel, Casapia, you know, these teams who... Jose Fonte was playing centre-back for Casapia last year. He's 41. He's 41. That's what Gyökeres was up against last year. And he scored something like 60% of his goals against the bottom half teams in the Primera Liga anyway. Mason Longley. Wait, what channel has the old firm been moved to? It's on Sky, mate. Sky 503. It's not easy scoring 39 goals in a season. Well, it's not easy scoring 39 goals in a season, no, but it doesn't mean he's anywhere close to a good striker. Having 2 seasons like that in Portugal doesn't mean anything. There's Sir Alex Ferguson in the stands. United could do with him back, couldn't they? Like I said, if you look at the players who have actually done well in Portugal, there's a long, long list of players who've done as well as Gyökeres. Darwin Núñez had a relatively comparable strike rate to Gyökeres. Bastos did. Hulk. Jonas as well. Jonas, who used to play for Benfica. He made it look easy in the Primera Liga. Similar strike rate. Gav's highlights, we got screwed. Barcelona, Bayern, Napoli. Yeah, some bad old draws there for Chelsea. But I think you'll still just about make it through. Was you happy with the Liverpool draw? I was, yes. We avoided any really bad away trips. We got Galatasaray away, which is a tough one for the fans. But it's, you know, I think that's the sort of game you want to go to. But I would also say the one game that Liverpool fans wanted out of that Champions League draw we've got, Real Madrid at Anfield. Every Liverpool fan wanted Real Madrid at Anfield, and we got them. Ben, what games you on today, Key? I've got this one, and then I've got Arsenal, Liverpool at 4:30, and then Villa Palace at 7 o'clock. We can only judge these players when we play 38 games. But you've judged him now. We can only judge him when they've played 38 games, but you have judged him now. So you've said he's a good striker now. That's a judgment. So how is it in any way, shape or form saying you don't get the hate, but you're allowed to judge him and say that he's good? If we're not allowed to judge him, reserve judgment. Stay consistent. Callum the Red, people forget how poor Arsenal were at Old Trafford just because they beat a shite Leeds 5-0. Still haven't had a shot on goal from open play, or maybe only one shot from open play. Well, yeah, Arsenal, I think, haven't been at their best this season. That's fair to say. And this is a big test for them today. It's going to be a corner to Rangers. Miovski's not done too bad leading the line. Here's Reese. Arsenal 3-2 today. Simon, will you be doing a Brighton v City watch along? No. No, I'm not doing a Brighton City watch along, because if I do, it means we don't actually start the Liverpool watch along until... I would be doing 4 games today. And it would be like minutes in between each one. So it just feels like too much. So I'm not going to actually do the Brighton game. I'm going to wait. After this one's finished, I'm going to start the Liverpool game at 3 o'clock. But I am doing the Villa game, yes. I'm live for the Villa game. Ray Verts is about to get injured then. Okay. We're staying in first place. You're not in first place. Chelsea are in first place. Chimey, you don't find it suspicious that you drew Madrid at Anfield? I mean, talk about a script. Oh, hey, I don't doubt that there could be an element of, you know, selection in the draw. Yeah, I don't doubt that at all. Callum Brighton game finishes 30 minutes before the Liverpool game. So, 2:45, 3 o'clock, 3:45, maybe call it 4 o'clock. I've then got to end that stream, and it doesn't, we don't end, like, it's not full-time bang, so it's usually 5-10 minutes there for us to kind of end the stream. Then I've got to change the stuff over, the scoreboard. I've got to end the stream, start the new one up. I've got to nip the toilet, get a drink, generally just compose and get back into it, and then start the other one up. It's not 20 minutes of that, mate. Otherwise, and plus, to be honest, that would mean starting bang on kickoff. I want to try and be live, like, 15-20 minutes before Liverpool actually kick off so we can talk about the game. Otherwise, it's just going from one game into another. And it never seems to work all that well. Callum, these Arsenal fans sound so dumb. Is it TikTok? It is TikTok, yes. those are from TikTok. Sorry you're so slow to change everything. I'm not slow. I'm not slow. Stop calling me slow. The mighty Butter in first place, says John. Mason Longley, I think Gyökeres is going to be one of them who needs top players to shine. We'll see. Like I said, I don't think he does terribly, but I also think he's going to be a player who probably Arsenal will look back and think, not sure 70 million was a particularly good signing. T, can we judge Virch though? He's been poor for 2 games. How's he been poor? And again, you're saying reserve judgment. You're saying you can't judge him till 38 games. So, no, we can't judge Virts. By your logic, we can't judge Virts. Mind your own, I can't see anything but a City win today. No, nor can I. Reece, just imagine the scenes. 2-2, 87th minute. Max Dowman comes on, hits a volley in the top bins. Ben, I thought the same, to be fair. As soon as we drew Liverpool, Real Madrid at Anfield, you knew UEFA scripted. Ryan, which 2 PM are you watching? I'm not watching any 2 PM. I am only on at 3 PM for Liverpool. And then I'm on at 7 again for Aston Villa and Palace. Jordan says, hurry up and get English football on. This is tragic. Ben, glad I didn't back this Old Firm game because I'd have gone for the Celtic whitewash. Christ, I'd have definitely gone for BTTS in this one. Under the floodlights. As a Roma fan watching this, it's going to be easy away days in Scotland. Oh yeah, you guys have got to come here for both games, haven't you? Hincapié travelling to London for a medical at Arsenal. Jake, Newcastle was playing 10 men also with Verts playing Monday. And you still lost. Hey. Gav's highlights. You know, if your stream is over 2.5 hours, I won't be able to download it to put you in the vid unless I screenshot you, which makes you sound dodgy. Really? Oh, I didn't know that, mate. If the stream's over 2.5 hours, I won't be able to download it to put you in the vid. Oh, well, that sucks. I'll have to try and make them under 2.5 hours then. So it's 45, 15, 45. Right, so I'll only ever go live half hour before kickoff then. Okay, fair enough. Jordan, yes, you're on for Palace. Always said I loved you. Let's see. How do you fancy you're going to get on tonight, Jordan? Ben going 3 p.m. for our game is good, though. Nice build-up. Yeah, but it's a corner kick to Rangers here. Half an hour to go. Floated in. And easy save for Schmeichel. Nice and easy. T, what striker do you think was best suited for Arsenal if it wasn't Gyökeres then? Well, I honestly think that there's probably 20 strikers that Arsenal could have got that would have been better than Gyökeres in terms of value anyway and longevity, because I don't think Gyökeres ends up being a particularly strong signing. So I'd have gone for Watkins before Gyökeres. I think he would have done really, really well for Arsenal, especially given he's an Arsenal fan. I actually think in time Sesko does prove to be a better signing than Gyökeres. He's like, what, 4 or 5 years younger? Voltemada. I think Voltemada also proves to be a better signing. He's 27 in Gyökeres. Yeah, Jake, I do. I genuinely do think Voltemada is better than Gyökeres. I don't necessarily think he's better right now, right this second. I wouldn't say that, but I think like 70 million for Voltemada, 70 million for Gyökeres. In about 2 years, Voltemada's better. Right now, Gyökeres probably is, but I look at it and think that if I had to sign one of those two, in 2 years' time, Gyökeres is bordering 30, and I'd be very, very surprised if they've managed to win anything with him, really. Cyro, is Simons a better signing than Eze? They're different positions, really. But I would say so, yeah, for the same reason. I think Xavi Simons is a better signing than Eze. And I like Eze. I really, really like Eze. But for the same reason, I would say that he is a better signing. If I was Arsenal and I was spending that sort of money on Gyökeres, there's loads of players I'd have gone for. I'd have probably paid the extra and gone in for Isak. Don't sign Hincapié. Don't sign Hincapié and go and keep Kivior, for example. Keep Kivior. Don't sign Hincapié and go and get Isak. Or go and get Alvarez. Go and get Osimhen. There's loads and loads of signings that Arsenal could have got this summer. Loads of them. Nicholas Jackson, I think, might end up proving to be a better signing. Moise Kean would have been brilliant as well. I really like Moise Kean. Obviously, they weren't involved in Ekatike either. Ostermorg, 8 games of our pure depression. Think I'd support Tranmere if Liverpool did that. 8 games of pure depression. What are we on about here? Villa Palace 2-2 or 0-0 or something. Jordan says 2-1 Palace. I just think us being the bogey team. I can't ignore it. And if new signing starts, very confident. All depends on new signing and Gay starting. Yeah, Gay starting. We were talking about that earlier. Do we think that Gay is going to start? Because that's going to be crucial for the Liverpool fan looking at it. If Gay does start, I'm maybe a little bit less confident that he comes in the summer. Callum Palace went 8 games without scoring in 17-18. Oh my God. Shelley, when are you gonna have your dinner? I'm gonna have I've got a Sunday dinner. My mum's dropped off a Sunday roast. It's wonderful. I've got a Sunday roast downstairs waiting for me. So I'm gonna go and have that in between. That's the real reason I'm not doing the 2 o'clock. I'm going having a Sunday roast in between the end of this game and the start of the Liverpool game. Callum, Shelley having a Sunday roast, she likes her potatoes. Jordan Pino is a better signing than Eze. Pino does have the potential. I do like Pino. Gav's highlights, my downloader updated, and in the update it reduced the length of the streams I can download. Oh, that sucks. Okay, well, I will endeavour to keep my streams to less than 2.5 hours then for you, mate, because I like you a lot, and I want you to start putting me front and centre. Get me on the thumbnails. Start pushing me out there. I need some big ups. Jordan Pino, massively underrated signing, going to be the massive difference maker for Palace. And Gay starts, from what I've heard, not reliable so far. Gutted if that's the case. Right, what we saying? Sorry, I missed you. Daniel, in Key's opinion, every forward ever is better than Gyökeres and Neymar. Ben, surely Arsenal aren't thinking that way. No long-term version with Gyökeres, but they need to win right now. I know, but I think that's the gamble. Gyökeres from the Portuguese league is still a gamble. And I think you look at Osimhen, for example. Osimhen represents a better signing. Isak represents a better signing. Both of those are right now signings. I think they could have easily gone and got both of those or one of those. You are not telling me that Osimhen, if they went and got Osimhen, they really do challenge for this title. Or Alvarez. Alvarez from Atletico Madrid, I think, is gettable. They could have gone and got him as well. Ben, for me, Arsenal need to win a trophy this season more than anyone else. I agree, and that's why I honestly think that they need to win to this. They need to win today at Anfield. A draw is fine for Liverpool. A draw is fine for Arsenal. Both teams could rationally say that a draw is fine. It doesn't affect our season. It's fine. We move on. But secretly, privately, in conversations they don't dare speak about, they'd all be thinking, do you know what? We really needed to go to Anfield and win there. And it does just make people think less of us. Reese, if Gyökeres scores at least 2 today, you're getting bantered, Key. That guy, Miles, don't want to ease at. Gyökeres will show you today who he is. Van Dijk will be backing off like a lorry. Gyökeres is not going to show up today. Gyökeres is shite. With the best will in the world, he's shite, mate. He ain't scoring today. Or if he is scoring, it doesn't really change the result. T, how come Simons is a better signing than Eze? Because I think he's a better investment, let's say. He's a lot younger. He plays in a different position to Eze, though. He's not a left winger. He's not that player. So it's hard to compare the two. But I think, again, if I'm Arne Slot and I am offered to sign one of those two players, even though they're very different, they play in different positions, you can either sign Eze or Simons. I'm looking at Eze, 27 years of age. I'm looking at Simons, 22, 23? I think Simons right now has better potential and a bigger ceiling than Eze. And right now, even as players right now, I don't think they're massively different to each other. Jake says, that's a close one, that, Simons and Eze. Most would jump to Simons, but come the end, I bet it's closer than we all think. And like I said, I really, really do like Eze. Jordan, please tell me you didn't just call Eze a left winger. Not a left winger. Plays off the left for Arsenal now. That's where they're going to play him, aren't they, Jordan? This is what you're saying there is exactly the point that I am trying to make, right? Arsenal are going to play him off the left. He isn't a left winger. I know he's not a left winger. I've been saying this all summer. They're going to have to play him in the Odegaard role in the 10. For Palace, he always tucked in, didn't he? He was almost like 2 number 10s. Him and Sarr, Matete further forward, and you had Mitchell and Munoz bombing on. That's what was so good about Palace. He always had a full back over his shoulder or a wing back. It's not going to be like that at Arsenal. He's not going to get Calafiori or Lewis Skelly bombing on. Not anywhere near as often anyway. But that is exactly, you're right, there you go. He never worked on the left for Palace. Can't wait till Arsenal see it. There you go. Totally agree. Thank you. We're on the same page, Jordan. Celtic! Oh, nearly 1-0. Hoggy, what's the score going to be? Hope you battered Arsenal. Well, that makes 2 of us. I hope we battered Arsenal. I don't think we will, though. I think it's going to be 1-1. Oh, Celtic, big chance. So close to a penalty, that one. Butland came out and he had to win it. That guy, Miles, considering we have players people don't rate, we get a lot talking about our players. Yeah, because you're the most active bloody The most active team on social media. Social media is flooded with Arsenal fans from all four corners of the world. Reese, everyone acting like Xavi Simons is the next De Bruyne. He's a good player. He's not the next De Bruyne, though. Tony, do you sell your jerseys? No. Taylor got kicked off alive, so we're going to have to get rid of an account and start a new one. Hoggy, it's gone quiet with Isaac. I just think that's mainly Liverpool and Newcastle waiting for the right time to announce that one, and it might well be after the Liverpool-Arsenal game today. Liam, if Arsenal win loads of their fans will say it's our year. If they lose, then they'll say it's too early. Exactly. Josh, Liverpool fans are 100% worse than Arsenal. No chance. No chance, Josh. Will Dessers leave Rangers? I think they'll hope he does. Gav's highlights. Do you have Streamlabs, bro? I do have Streamlabs. Have I got? I think I have still got Streamlabs on. Yeah, I've got Streamlabs, and but I am currently using OBS. I'm currently using OBS, and I'm trying to figure out a way to multi-stream through OBS, and it's an absolute nightmare, mate. We still need to speak. I need to speak to you off the live because I need your advice on some stuff that I guarantee you'll be able to help me with. So let me know. Maybe we can speak after tonight if you're around after Villa and Palace. Maybe we can I can have a natter with you on Twitter or something. I'll message you if that's all right. Jordan, I love Eze, but the side people who didn't see him all season is that he wasn't exactly consistent. He was lazy at times, but unreal when he was on it. Fortunately, he showed up in the big games in the end. And that's all you can really ask of him, I guess. Lefos, he is coming to Panathinaikos. Is he really? Liam Manning, Liverpool fans are realistic. Arsenal fans are deluded. Listen, Liverpool fans have got the deluded fans, don't get me wrong. Reese, can we all agree the announcement tweet for Simons was a bit cringe? Trying so hard to be us. Well, right, hang on. I was going to ask you about this because I didn't understand this. I saw loads of Arsenal fans kicking off about the Xavi Simons announcement. Why was that? I didn't understand it. Why was it trying to be Arsenal? Why were Arsenal fans laughing at that? You must be able to explain it because I don't understand. I must have missed something. Is that them copying an announcement video that Arsenal did, maybe? User 53, is that a sweat patch? Which patch? Where are we talking about? Here? No, there's no sweat patch on there. It's just a shadow. Yeah, it's just a shadow. See, it moves. It's because I've got the curtain open here. Yeah, it's just a shadow, mate. This is fresh. This is mummy fresh, this one. Yeah, of course, yes, here in Greece, they're saying that the Daily Mail wrote that. Manawan, hello, Key. How are you lot doing today? I'm good, mate. How are you? Cyro, Arsenal played a song saying let it all work out, and Spurs captioned the post with the lyrics. Ah, okay. Should put your Discord link in the description so then people and your community grows. Right. Yes, I do need to prioritise the whole Discord thing, to be honest. Reese, they copied Arsenal with let it all work out, and Simons walked out for his announcement exactly the same as Eze. Right, I see. Okay. I mean, again, I don't feel like that is just... That's a little bit cringe. It is a little bit cringe. But I also feel like Arsenal are incredibly cringe. The whole North London Forever thing. That song being invented because Arteta wanted to replicate You'll Never Walk Alone is the most objectively hilarious thing ever. And now you sing about North London. Oh, it's so funny. It is so funny. Dominic Nash, what do you think about Donnarumma to Man City? I do. I think Donnarumma ends up at City, assuming that Ederson goes to Galatasaray. That seems to be what's doing the rounds. Joe, has Gyökeres changed your mind yet? No, Gyökeres hasn't changed my mind. Gyökeres isn't scoring this afternoon. And if he does, it won't make a difference to the result. It'll probably be a penalty. Wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal get a penalty and Gyökeres scores it. Oh, well, I am on a bad old run of games here, guys. I'm 0-0 for 2 now. It'll be easier to talk to you on Discord as well. Right, I have got a Discord. I'm sure I've got a Discord. Do you know what I'll do? I'll put it in for the Liverpool game, Gav. Right, I'll sort the Discord for the Liverpool-Arsenal game, and you can join it, and then we can talk in Discord. Yeah? Sound good. There we go. Or I'll just send you my Discord on X. I'll do that. I'll send you the Discord link on X, and then I'll add it in for the Arsenal game. Chimey, Mikel Iglesias. Joe, to be fair, Liverpool fans invent most of the songs that teams sing. Arsenal sing the Diaz song and NUFC Chiesa. Yeah, that's true. Reece, don't disrespect the goated Prem song. You'll never walk alone, it's overrated. Reece begging Max Dowman dives to get a pen. Mate, I will absolutely lose my head if there's another dive today. Another big dive. Celtic from distance. Is there going to be a late winner in this one? Are we going to see a late winner? It's going to be a corner. Yeah. Now he's given a goal kick. Overruled it. Joe, can't wait to come back when Gyökeres has bagged 20 plus. I'm a Kov fan, to be fair. I know, but then you should know this, mate. He didn't bag 20 for Kov. He got 19. Or was it 20? I can't remember. Whatever he got for Kov, he got the same that season as Adam Armstrong did. He got less than Sammy Smodics. He's got less than Tuber Akpom in the Championship. He's not... The Championship, doing well in the Championship is not a precursor for doing well in the Premier League. It just isn't. He might have been a very good Coventry player. I'll agree with you on that. But I think we need to recognise that might well be his limits. Fenerbahce have also made an offer for Ederson. Joe, he's got it, mate. I'm telling you. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just don't think he's like a elite Premier League, Premier League winning centre forward. When you think of Premier League winning centre forward, you think of the likes of Henry and Shearer and Van Nistelrooy and Drogba and really, really top centre. Gyökeres isn't that. He isn't that. And Vardy, there you go, Vardy as well. Joe, the Fulham goal yesterday was a joke. Where was he supposed to put his foot? I couldn't agree more on that one. Madawan, which match are you going to watch? Brighton or West Ham, Forest or Liverpool Arsenal? I'm watching Liverpool Arsenal at 4:30, mate. So I'm live at 3 p.m. I'm having a slight break now. Once this game finishes, I'm on a slight break, and then I'm starting for Liverpool Arsenal at 3 p.m. Berbatov's so underrated for me. I agree, Dylan. Yep. Joe, you're doing a 2 p.m. game? Yep. No, I'm not doing a 2 p.m. game. I'm doing a 3 p.m. start for Liverpool Arsenal at 4:30. So we're doing a bigger build-up for Liverpool Arsenal. Although that then screws us, doesn't it, Gav? That knackers us. Because you said if it's over 2.5 hours, you can't do it. That might knack... Right, okay, fine. Well, for that reason, I'm not going to do a 2.5 hour... If it starts at 4:30, then it's 4:30. Let's say start at 4. 4:45. 5:30. 6:15. Oh, it's going to be tight, isn't it? I'll have to start at 4 then. Alright, I'll be back at 4. I'm not doing a bigger build-up. I'm going to start at 4 for Liverpool Arsenal. Because I don't want it. Because if it's a problem for you, Gav, I imagine it's probably a problem for the other people who are compiling the fan reaction stuff. Dylan Doyle, stay on from now. F it. I can't, mate. I can't stay on from now for 2 reasons. Unless you want to see a mukbang, I have got a Sunday roast waiting for me downstairs. My mum dropped off a Sunday roast, so I'm on for the Sunday roast now. So I'm having me Sunday dinner. And then I'm doing the Liverpool Arsenal game. But I can't really do a big build up for the Liverpool Arsenal game because it messes it messes up the timings for my mate Gav here. Shelley, who's the blue Nike top behind you with the red stripe? That one is PSG. Yeah, it's an old PSG top from the year 2001, 2000. It's got Ronaldinho on the back of it. Mikel Arteta played in that PSG shirt, funnily enough. Not in that exact one. Obviously, that would be weird. But he played in that version of that kit. Steve Keane, okay, how's it going? Torres, Cole, York. Yes, Torres, Cole and York too. Do the mukbang, says Dylan. Arsenal getting scammed by Sporting for buying Gyökeres, says Marwan. Gav's highlights, nah, they screenshot it. That's how they get them out so quickly. Ah. Yeah, but then don't they just move the audio along? Because that's what I do in OBS. Just grab the audio. You can extract the audio out the clip and just move it along 10 frames. So then it doesn't mess your audio up. I don't know if you can do that in yours. I've no idea, but that might be how they do it. No idea. The problem is, if we don't get a good big build-up to the game, it tends to mess the views up. We get very little views, especially for such a big game like Liverpool-Arsenal. I'm expecting fewer views anyway. Or we always do with Premier League games. So, Ostamore, do you think Ekatike can make it 4 in 4? Oh, I hope so, mate. I really hope so. I'd be gutted if Arsenal managed to get a win. Especially if that rat scores up front, Gyökeres, and I've been slating him all day. Celtic coming forward. Oi, oh! Oh, there was a claim for the red there. Steve, why don't you do the women's rugby union? Is that a serious question? Why don't I do the women's rugby union? Jamie, I always thought Arteta would play in Spain, but he never left England since he came. He did play in Spain. What do you mean he didn't play in Spain? He always played. Of course he played in Spain. He played for Sociedad, didn't he? I mean, he came out the Barca Academy as well, of course. But he definitely played in Spain. I'm sure he did. I mean, well, I know he did. How many games did he play? I'm sure he played in Spain. Yeah, he played in Sociedad. Played for Barcelona, moved to PSG on loan. Then he went to Rangers for a couple of years. Back to Spain, played for Sociedad. And then went to Everton on loan. And obviously, then the rest is history. He went from Everton to Arsenal and that was it. He never actually played for Spain, though. That's interesting. He never actually got a cap for the Spanish national team. Dylan Doyle, who remembers Pauleta? What a player he was. Portugal. Yeah, very good player, Pauleta. Him and Nuno Gomes up front won it for Portugal. Good player. Ben, go live. What are you saying? Go live. I only saw the go live there. I think it's maybe took out one of your comments, Ben. Joe, can we do a Bavarian arm wrestling watch along? Why Bavarian? Chimey, hence why I said since he came. I always thought Arteta would play in Spain, but he never left England since he came. Ah. I just thought you meant in general. Sorry, I read it wrong. Reese, Sky Sports News saying United are listening to offers for Hoyland for 40 quid. Jordan, give us a late goal here for some limbs. Gavs, unless you can just screenshot the goal reactions for me and send me on Discord later, and then you can do the massive build-up. It's up to you, bro. I know, but does that not, like, how long does it take you to... Yeah, how long does it take you to upload it? Like, surely you want it out as quickly as possible. When you say the sound, is it just that the sound is out of sync? Is that what it is? If it's just the sound out of sync, then I can do it. I can do that, no problem. Jordan, give us a late goal for some limbs. Yes, we want a late goal in this one for some limbs. We've got 84 minutes on the clock? No, 87 minutes on the clock, sorry. Got to get a goal in the last few minutes. They're having a little bit of ag here with the referee. This has got to be the worst Old Firm, hasn't it? I'm not sure I've seen a worse Old Firm than this one. This game has been livelier than Queen Lizzie. James, Celtic now have gone 200 plus minutes without a goal. Absolutely killing me. It's been terrible, says Hugh Dolan. Well, listen, thank you for those that have stuck with us for today's live watch along. It's been pretty naff, hasn't it, for Rangers Celtic? But we're live straight after this for Liverpool Arsenal. We're live after that for Villa Palace. So still plenty of games today. Hopefully still plenty of goals, plenty of action. If you're going to be joining with us, give us a follow up here. Get over to YouTube and like and subscribe if you can as well. If you're watching on YouTube and you're new, give us a like and a subscribe. We watch footy every single day on this channel. With the international break coming up as well, I'm live pretty much all next week. I'm live tomorrow for the transfer deadline day. We're doing like a 6-hour live for that one. So we're talking about transfer news all day, looking at what all the different clubs are doing. And we're also going to be live on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week with National League football, international football, all that good stuff. Gav's highlights I take about a few hours because I have to wait for people to send me the clips and download the streams. I don't rush. I like to get them perfect. Nice. I like it. Sounds good. Yeah, well, let's do that then. Let's try that, and I'll do maybe a longer build-up. Joe, we don't care about Isaac. He don't care about me. All I care is NUFC. Ahmed, you've not seen the 16-17 season. It was woeful. It can't be much worse than this, Ahmed. This... Have we seen too... I don't know if we've seen too many shots on goal. I mean, at least there's been a goal disallowed, I guess, but there's been no flashpoints. I don't know if we've had any, yellows or late challenges for reds or anything. There's not really been anything like that. It's just been really mild. Russell Martin might be delighted with it. Look at that. The quality has been shocking. Liam Manning, late change in the Arsenal game. PGMOL after mistake at Chelsea. Reece says, I'm not looking forward to Chris Kavanagh refereeing today's game. What's the change, Liam? What's the change? Lisha, if you think this Old Firm was bad, then 16-17 was even worse. Joe, we don't care about... Oh, we've done that one. Florian, you have the jersey of Girondin de Bordeaux or Nantes. I have got a Nantes jersey, yes. Here, where's my Nantes jersey? Let me find it for you. I have got a Nantes jersey here, somewhere. Is it that one? Might be that one. Yeah, here. There you go. I have got a Nantes jersey. Hey! Yeah. Reese, I want to see Prem Dad recreate the scene when Ozil got announced on deadline day. What was that? Was that the purple lady friend? NAV, what's your favourites to win later today? I think it's going to be... I think it's going to be Liverpool and... Oh, I think Liverpool and Palace, actually. No, Liverpool and draw. I'm going to go Liverpool to win and then a draw. Hugh Dolan, Celtic plan to keep Martin in a job. And Josh, the bloke on VAR has been replaced as he made the mistake for the Fulham goal. Oh, so we're acknowledging that it was a mistake. Lisha, do you ever collect shirts with names or are you over that age? I am over that age, yes. I don't really do shirts with names. I have got some shirts with names. Not too many, but I have got some. I was looking at it. I've got... Here, hang on. Let me get that one. So, this one, Golovin. I've got Golovin, which is a Monaco shirt. I've got that one. That wasn't me. I didn't get that printed, though. I bought it, and it already had Golovin on the back. And I think I've got... I'm pretty sure I've got a Rashford somewhere. And again, that wasn't the one that I didn't ask for it. But I bought it and it already had Rashford on the back. It was an England top. And it had Rashford on the back. I bought it job lot. I got like 10 shirts from this guy. And he said, here, I've got this one as well. Do you want it? And I was like, oh, all right, go on, I'll have it. And it was England shirt with Rashford on the back. D28, are you going to wear a suit for deadline day and stand outside with the fans? I might get a nice yellow tie, like Jim. Should you do that? Get a nice yellow tie, get a little yellow banner going across the bottom of the YouTube. Deadline day. Salisbury stood down from VAR duties after mistake at Chelsea. Reese, it was when the reporter was stood with all the fans and they all went mental. Liam Manning, it was a mistake, so Fulham fans will be happy now. Yeah, oh yeah, they'll be delighted, won't they? The fact that it's actually been recognised as a mistake. Right, so there's 3 minutes at the end of this game, and I think this is pretty much it now. The last kick of the game will be from Schmeichel, boosting it up the pitch, and that'll be it. Reese, who's better, prime Ronaldinho or prime Yossi Benayoun? It's a tough one. It's a very tough one. Yossi... it's 0-0. There you go. 0-0. Shelley, enjoy your dinner. You're back at 4. I'm going to come back at 3. I am going to do the big build-up, so I'll be back in an hour's time. That's 3 hours of football I won't get back. Right, yes, I'm gonna end the live. I'm gonna be back at 3 p.m. Make sure you've liked and followed and subscribed and all that good stuff. I'll be back at 3 for a big old build-up for Liverpool against Arsenal. And in the meantime, I'll be having my Sunday roast and watching Brighton City and Forest West Ham. I'm not sure which one yet. But take it easy. I hope whatever you're doing for the next hour, I'll see you shortly. Lots of love.